Hello, everyone. You are watching the Crockin Moms Talk Show, and I'm your host, Lisa Marie. Today, we have an awesome recipe, and I know the 4th of July is coming up, so we're going to have a lot of sweets, awesome, like outside campfire, picnic foods. So please, I love all the recipes you guys are sending us, and please send us more because I cannot wait to share. And today we have a really interesting recipe, a little twist on chocolate cake. And what I love about cooking in the slow cooker is that you don't need a lot of ingredients. And especially, I talk about it probably every episode, food inflation and how expensive it is. So we have to have a budget and menus. And that's why Crock-Pot Moms is so great, because it's going to keep more money in your pockets when you're using fewer ingredients, right? But we don't want to compromise the taste, right? So that's why what's awesome about the slow cooker too is you can get inexpensive meats. And because while you're slow cooking them in the crock pot, it's going to make sure the science in it is just going to make it so awesome. And these awesome ingredients and recipes that we have on Crock-Pot Moms. So guys, cannot believe that it's almost 4th of July. We were just talking about school being out, and like next week, it's time to prepare for the holidays. And so I want to see what you guys are crocking for the 4th. And so I thought this is a really interesting recipe. We love doing like chocolate cakes and dump cakes. And so if you don't like apple pie with chocolate cake, it's fine. But we've discovered this twist that everyone's been talking about, and they love it. They're like, oh my gosh, chocolate cake and apple is so good together. And sometimes too, if you add peanut butter, oh my goodness, it's amazing. So this recipe I'm making today is super easy. And I also have a guest too for some extra flavor. So we can bring her on while I'm live cooking. We have the CEO here, Pamela Gunther of her company, and I want to bring her right on. So let's introduce her to the show for some extra flavor. Hi, Pamela.
Hi there.
Yay. And you're in New York, right? You're in the state of New York.
Yes, we're in the Hudson Valley area of New York, about hour and 15, hour and a half north of New York City.
That's so amazing. And we're here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And that's the cool thing about our virtual show is that you could be anywhere in the world and cook with us. And we want to interview you. So Pamela is amazing. She came to me by amazing Ruthie Davis. And I know anyone that Ruthie brings to me, I know that they are meant to be on my show because they're just doing these awesome things that the world needs to hear about. And I think by learning your story or listening to you, I mean, it just opens others to so many different possibilities and things they can do and encouragement, and also learn what you're doing for the youth right now. We need it. And so let's just go in real quick. What do you do? And then I'm going to go into cooking my recipe, and then we'll go into the interview. So what is your business about, by the way?
Great. It's the name of the company is Fit and Fun Playscapes.
Yes.
And we develop, design, manufacture everything here in Poughkeepsie, New York. We create indoor, outdoor, and portable physical activities and sensory activities for kids.
Love that. By the way, we need more of you in the world. So thank you. And especially like I know too with my husband, he's a counselor. I'm a master's degree counselor too. We work with a lot of children on the autism spectrum. We work with a lot of kids with sensory needs. So what you're doing out there was a need. And so I just love it. And I can't wait to get into the interview. So before we get started, we're going to cook first, then I'm going to interview you. But do you like to cook? Are you a big fan of it?
So I say that I'm the short order cook, and my husband bakes because I have 3 boys.
Okay.
We go through a lot of food. I think at one point we were going through 6 gallons of milk.
Oh my gosh.
But they've gotten older, so we've reduced that. But
yeah, so you have 3 boys. I hear you. 3 boys. Wow. And they're grown, right?
Somewhat. I've got an 8th grader who just moved up to high school last week. I've got a 19-year-old and a 21-year-old, which is crazy to say.
Oh gosh, wow. And so this is going to be like my future eventually, because like, you know, I have 4 boys. And so hearing all that food, I'm going to have to go through. That's sad. Like, I can't believe I couldn't imagine my boys being all grown like that.
By the cow.
Yeah, but they still need mom though, right? Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
So even when your kids, like having 4 boys, a baby, a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 15-year-old, now hearing you have boys that are older in their 20s and 8th grade being the youngest, they still always need mom. That's funny.
I do. I mean, and I'm, I'm an outdoors person.
Yeah.
I'm there with them. I've worked from home. I started the business out of the home. So we're buddies.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I totally, that's my goal in life is when my boys get older to just have that amazing relationship. And, I want them to need me a little less, mom needs some type of break, but I think it'll be different kind of needs and friendship. And like you said, bonding and also feeding them, of course. So, do your boys, are they picky? Do they eat everything or are they kind of picky?
They eat a lot of different food. I'm not a seafood fish eater, so we've had to get eclectic with, they'll eat Indian, they'll eat Greek, they'll eat, of course, Italian and Chinese, but I try to mix it up with what we do eat.
Yes, I love that. And I think too, like some of my boys are picky, some of my boys aren't picky. So, my husband will eat anything. He'll eat like a heart if you let him. Liver.
Yes, mine too.
Yeah, he's like a farm. He grew up on the farms, and I grew up in the city downtown. So it's like funny because I'm a little pickier. I got less pickier because I want to try these awesome recipes for everybody. My boys, half of them are picky and half of them are not. So we kind of we're eclectic. We just make do. And that's what life's about. Don't be so hard on yourself, watchers out there with cooking. Don't get so intimidated, look at these recipes, figure out what other people did. If you don't like that ingredient, what's nice is a lot of these recipes are versatile. So if you don't like a certain ingredient, like if you're not a beef eater, use chicken. Okay, so here, this recipe is so easy, 3 ingredients, and then we get right back to this awesome interview. So for the holidays, I love to bring dump cakes to, my traditional is I love to do like a cherry. I'll usually do like a white cake, a can of cherry pie filling, and then a stick of butter. So then you have like a nice cherry white cake, cherry dump cake to bring to the 4th of July parties. Add some whipped cream and then even add some blueberry, and then you get your red, white, and blue effect. So if you'd like to do that, you can do this version, but with those ingredients. With this today, I want to do something fun. So I wanted to do a chocolate apple peanut butter cake just to see, and then with some whipped cream. And I know, right? And some people, they don't want to use stuff in a can, and that's okay. I don't blame you. We're on a budget right now. This is what we got. I didn't have time to go shopping. This is what we got. And it actually, a lot of people love it. They bring it camping. They do two cans of apple pie filling. If you wanted to do the cherry version, you could do the 2 cans of the cherry pie filling or whatever fruit you love. So for me today, I sprayed my slow cooker ahead of time because it's always good. If you don't have your non-stick cooking spray, you can get a little bit of oil on a paper towel or a cloth, rub it all around your slow cooker. Let's be budget friendly, right? So here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump my cake mix right here. Right like that, okay? And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my can of we got our can of apple pie here. Now, what I was saying earlier is a lot of people, sorry guys, I'm looking for this is live. I didn't bring my can opener out. I just thought, oh wait, everything's already open for me. Okay, so I'm the assistant today. I'm everything. So if you don't want to use canned fruit, you can use fresh fruit. So get about 2 to 3 apples, cut them up, and you can use that instead of using the canned fruit, okay? So quickly, I'm just going to open my filling right here. I'm going to dump that in too. I'm going to dump my butter in, and boom, I'm going to cook this baby on high for 2 hours, and I'm going to have a yummy apple chocolate cake. Now, I'm also going to put some blobs of peanut butter in just because I like peanut butter, and someone said, if you like peanut butter, try a little bit of like dollops of it, and you won't be upset about that. And when I saw your face when I said the peanut butter and chocolate, I was like, okay, I think I'm on to something here. So Pamela, how did you end up coming up with this idea, by the way?
Well, first, can I tell you how I'm amazed you are that you can conduct this and make a cake? I'm blown away. I cannot like that anymore.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? If I'm doing this live on TV, that means you guys could do it live at home, right? Seriously. I mean, you should see half the stuff I've been doing over the years. And it works out so good. Like if you don't have it, it's okay. Use something else in your pantry. And that's our whole goal, is to just, be versatile. Okay. So this is all I'm doing. I know it looks wild. Like, what? You're just dumping this in here?
I am studying because I've made meats and dishes in there, but I've never made a cake in my crock pot. So I never did. But this is
I
amazing.
can't wait for you to try this.
Look at that.
Okay, so boom, I'm just putting a stick of butter. You know, I know if you want to be a little health conscious, you can make it half a stick, but believe me, this feeds about 8 to 10 people. You're going to get it. It's so like thick. You know, it's just so like, not thick. It's just so like, it's just sweet. You're not going to need a lot. And when you're done, you're going to put whipped cream on it or ice cream. Oh my gosh, when it's hot, you're going to serve it. They're going to think you're the most amazing cook ever. And I am going to try a little bit of peanut butter. Now, on the half of the side of the cake, I'm going to try a little dollop of peanut butter. Okay? Now, the other side, I'm going to do plain because my kiddo is a little picky. So we're going to see what he does. Now, this is going to look wild. Looks super wild, right? Peanut butter, apple, chocolate. But it smells so good. All right, guys. We're going to put that on high for 2 hours. And boom, we're going to come back to a yummy, yummy slow cooking cake. And I'll put it in the comments so you guys can see the pictures. And I want to know how it turned out at your houses too. All right. So now let's get back to this cooking. This cooking up interview. Hello. So Pamela. Oh my goodness. So how did this all come to you?
So so my background is architecture. I'm actually a licensed architect in New York. And and then as I was kind of phasing out of that part of my life, and my husband and I decided that I would be the main at-home caregiver for our, at that point, 2 children.
Yes.
I volunteered with the PTA, local PTA, and I was actually at one point PTA president. But you know, my oldest son, who's now almost 22, he went to kindergarten. You go in. You want to be a proactive mom, a lot of us. And the principal knows everybody. And she had this vision for her playground and said, any volunteers? How about you, Pam? Because she knew my background. And so I was like, sure.
A lot of pressure with that question.
I know. I was like, okay, new mom, sure. And it was amazing. So we were out there. I was part of a committee of mostly women and some dads, including my husband. And we were out there for days painting hopscotch, foursquare, all of that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And what happens is you go out there with, 20 people, and then the next day there's 15, and then the next weekend there's 5. So,
who left? It's just you and your husband.
Me and my bestie. Yeah.
Who's the teacher that volunteered you? No.
Everybody just gone, right? But so it took some time, and we were out there, and it was so many colors. It was really beautiful, Lisa. And what for me, it was, watching the kids finally see it when it was done.
Yeah.
And I can still see all their little faces. And so it was magic for me. And I just felt like, gosh, there's got to be an easier way, a better way. Not everybody's an artist. So, how can I create really unique games that spoke to kids of all interests?
Yeah.
And then,
all ages.
And then a few years later, as I started to really kind of think about this, my oldest son was diagnosed with ADD in the 4th grade.
Okay.
And so understanding all the sensory and science behind the importance of movement. Yeah. And I started going to PE conventions and talking to health and PE educators. It's been a really interesting journey.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I love how you not only created these products, but also you went out and wanted to learn more and how to make it better. And
I want to help my kid, first of all. And then I'm like, he's not the only one that has this. And, there were games out there, and he would tell me he didn't have the confidence to get on that kickball line. I mean, you have to be a confident kid to wait, to get on that line, kick that ball, and hopefully no one catches it, because we all know what happens, right? Yeah. And he was physically active, but not that way.
Yeah.
And so I was trying
to build something that he can feel like confident in and
I just,
Yeah,
we're scout family. And so I would sketch and get ideas. And actually my kids would give me ideas about things. And
really? Oh,
yeah,
that is so cool. See, I love to like, because I think our kids, they're so advanced. I think we were talking about that earlier before we even started in the green room with like the CEO of the company of Mogul TV Global Network and her kids and your kids and just hearing like what's going on with all of them. And I just think the kids are so advanced. They are watching what we're doing in this world and their voice matters. And you listened, like you really took in what they suggested and look at your product. Everything is so successful of what you're doing. And so tell me a little bit about what was next. Like after you started all this, like then what happened on your journey?
so when it started, it was, it's so funny. I'm like, all right, I have a friend who was a lawyer. She helped me set up the LLC, and a friend helped me with the website. And and
Yeah.
you put up the
But
website,
you
you're
didn't
like,
know how to do all of this, like, because that's the thing. I think people feel so intimidated when they're starting their own business. They feel like, I don't know how to do a website. I don't know how to do LLC. I don't know how to do this. It's like, okay, you don't have to know all this. That's why there's other people in the world,
you
perfecting
don't.
this,
And
right?
there's a lot of resources out there.
Yes.
And, this was back in 2011, and there was still a good amount of resources. I was fortunate to have friends. My sister is an accountant. Like I was able
Wow.
to pull in different people. But,
Yeah.
as a small business person, as a side hustle, I was doing most of it myself. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I remember this, Lisa, like this website finally goes live, and I'm like, okay. And nothing happened, but you're like,
Like
all
all that
right,
work, all that
nothing.
work. Like you're like, okay, here we go.
Right.
Listen, I have 1 million followers. I agree. Like when I put it out there, I know, like now I know my website, what to expect. But back in the day in 2004 or 2008, even doing little types of websites or things like being like, oh my gosh, like no one even looked at it.
I know, but it's
But
good
it's
in
like,
a way because you fly under the radar. I think that's good. You
yes.
can make mistakes, and the whole website doesn't go down, and you just I was still working a little bit as a consultant. My background is like I said, architecture, but I was really a materials expert. I say I graduated that part of my life as a VP of a real estate firm, and I would be in charge of the engineering. So I knew a lot about materials.
Yes.
And so I could research the materials that I wanted to use. And I was doing that a little. And then, at night I was sketching ideas.
Yeah.
My robot hopscotch is something my oldest son helped me with. My middle son loved the ocean and boats. So I did an ocean activity circuit a few years later. But, it slowly was coming together, and it takes time. It does.
It's like a puzzle, right? So
It's like, yeah, it's like your crock pot. It's like you throw it all in there, right? You put it in the oven for a couple of years, and
boom, you got like the best masterpiece ever. And you may burn them. You know what I mean? Like it's like you may have burnt the first meal. The second time trying it, there might be something missing from the ingredient. And it's then the third time, fourth, you're like a pro, and now everybody wants that food.
Exactly.
So yeah, and that's what happens in life. And I think it's okay to fail, and it's okay to go out and try. But I feel like when you're doing something that you're so passionate about, use your tools that you were given. I mean, also the people that are around you that are like given to you in your life. Like I feel like we're blessed with so many amazing people. You said what, a sister-in-law that was an accountant, or
my sister worked me for a little bit, but she's an accountant, and she helped, get the structure of the QuickBooks to work. And I didn't know this. And just like I said, family, friends, and inspiration. My mom inspired me with my mindful movement or yoga poses.
yes.
And
Hi, Mom, by the way.
and then so we took that concept out from outdoors. In late 2018, early 2019, we moved it to indoor stickers or decals that go in the hallways of schools, and to create sensory pathways and sensory trails. So that was really nice. And then we transferred, people said, oh, well, you got these games outdoors, but, we can't put anything permanently down in the school. And what about indoor recess? So we'd also worked on rollout activities as well for just
So awesome.
portaling. So you can play hopscotch indoors, outdoors, or on the go.
So how do these schools get a hold of you? Like, who are you working with personally? Can anyone get a hold of you to get their, playground set up and ready to go?
Yeah, we have a lot of resources. We've got I've got a very supportive home family, my family, and then my work family is amazing as well. And
Well,
so
let's pull up a picture really quick. First of all, let me pull up your home family. I would like my producers on the other side, and we're going to pull up a picture of your family really quick. Oh my goodness, there's you and your husband.
My husband, we're fixing up an old boat that we bought several years ago.
Oh, I love it.
That's an older photo, but that's the only one I could find with all of us together super fast, because that's the life of.
And you're all looking.
And we're all looking and smiling. You know what that's like. So these are
They're
my
so handsome.
These are my guys. They're all different. I was listening to you and your producer talking, and they're all different. It's amazing.
So you're the only girl in the house.
The only girl in the house.
The only queen right there. I love
it.
Oh,
not a queen. I wish.
I love that, because that's what everyone always says about me too. Like, you're the only girl in the house. There's 5 boys you're surrounded by.
Exactly.
Well, you gotta wear a lot of pink. You got a lot of pink on today.
I do try.
Normally I have pink on too, and I have blue on today, which is funny. Just trying to get into the 4th. I have like these pants, trying to get like 4th of July appropriate,
Love it.
Yeah, my picnic pants, my husband calls them. They're just plaid, but anyways. So what are you currently doing now? Like, so how can wait, you said work family. You have a work family too?
Yes.
Let's pull them up. We have a picture of the work family. You have like work kids and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
This is my team. They're amazing. So we're a
small. Can you name them, by the way? Can we do a quick shout out?
Sure.
Let's do from the left to the right on television.
Okay, so
the guy with the dark pants on, the gray pants.
Yep, gray pants. That's Caleb. Then I have Maria, then Sandra, then Laura, then Mitzi, then me, and then Jess and Todd and Gary.
Awesome. Well, hi, work family. Thank you so much for being so awesome. To Pamela for creating so much amazingness out there. I mean, working with kids as a master's degree counselor for over 15 years. My husband also working with so many kids. We love everything you do. It's definitely helping. Plus, with having 4 kids, whatever you're doing, I've been researching it and I love it. We're so happy to support you and what you're doing. And so what are your current projects and how can we support and follow you, by the way?
Sure. Yeah. So, we, hey, support us, purchase our products. It's all made in the US.
Yes.
What's your Amazon website? Company. So that's awesome to do.
Oh, did you say Amazon?
No, we're not an Amazon company. So, support local. That's awesome.
Yes, fitandfunplayscapes.com. I have a little buddy coming to visit. So
nice.
Yeah. I would say, so keep telling us about your stuff and what we can do.
Sure. I mean, the best way is really just oh my goodness.
Levi woke up. He was napping.
Double sweetness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you were. Oh, he's smiling.
That was sweet. Oh, it goes fast, Lisa. Oh man, it goes fast.
I know. That's why I said when I saw that little picture of you with the troops, and then all of a sudden you found your current picture.
I have to
they were like adults.
Babies. Look what they were.
Oh my gosh.
So little.
See, mom's watching right now. I know it's stressful. Summer could be stressful, especially having them all home. But enjoy every stress, wellness, because it could be quiet. It could be quiet at home very soon. So it's enjoy every moment. I mean, having a 10th grader now, even it's wild. For us having a 10th grader, one just finished kindergarten. It was oh my goodness. And he's going to be 1. He's our last, and he'll be 1 in August. And so we just can't believe it because it went too quick just that year. So embrace it, guys, and spend more time with your families. Use this slow cooker. Let it cook for you. Set it, forget it, really. and go have fun and go play on the playgrounds, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so like we still have some time left in the show. I know we have like maybe like 5 more minutes left, and I really want to quickly I want to talk about anything else you want to share with everybody right now about what your projects are doing.
Sure. Yeah, that would be great if that's okay.
Yeah.
So you learned about my inspiration, where we're going. We have just launched last month what we call Fit and Fun Forever. And it's for active adults and seniors because they are not moving enough.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I got inspired by my uncle and my mom. So
you're probably like, enough for the kids. Where's our stuff?
Well, it's so funny because like, I'm going to pull up my photo. We were just at our local mall here. This is super top secret stuff, but not. And we're doing a sticker hallway in our mall. I'll just show it to you here.
Oh my
So I kind of
goodness.
ran this morning. Yeah, because the malls are hurting.
We got to see that again. That is so cool.
They're finishing installing it right now. Actually, we were over there this morning and then I ran back. And it was amazing to see all the families, all the grandparents were going through, and they were like, what's happening here? I'm like, oh, we're putting fun stuff down for everybody because everybody really needs to move.
You would want to play with that too, wouldn't you?
Oh my goodness, Lisa, I have to come and see you now.
Oh yeah. He's so, yeah, he got some cheekies. They're just so kissable. It's Levi.
Look at my little cheeks. Look.
Oh, see? And now does he let you squeeze them now?
I couldn't do that for the last 2 years, and it's a little hard. But I'm still the boys know I'm a hugger, so when I need a hug, they hug me.
Yeah, me too.
And when they need a hug, I hug them too, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that any day.
Yes.
So now you're working on that. So when is that complete, or is it?
It should be complete today. Our local mall sponsors Tykes Tuesdays, where they have a free service where kids and families can come every Tuesday to do certain activities, and they let us put down this huge hallway of our super stickers down. And we've got, I mean, it is beautiful. There's cooperative games, interactive games. There's lunges. There's, jumping jacks. There is a section where we did all yoga, mindful movement poses.
Yeah.
And then there's a circuit that goes around this big hallway that just, it's by the movie theater, part of the mall. So during the day, it doesn't get a lot of activity. So it's a really perfect place.
So if our mall, because I know you're in New York, so say our local mall wants to get, involved in this, or we want our mall, like we could start call like the moms out there, you want to call your local mall and say, because like I know over the years, I've been doing a lot of mall play dates with moms with all these like things, but sometimes it's like, oh, is the equipment clean?
Right.
Yeah. But like stuff that you're doing, I would like sign my kid up in seconds for.
Yeah. And this will be down there until December. So we can totally do it. We're in about 8,000 locations across the country, Canada, Australia, and the UK. But mainly United States, mostly schools, but lots of parks, a lot of recreation departments, hospitals, and we're moving into senior communities and malls. So.
He said, yay. That's what he said. Yay.
Of course.
So if we're interested and we want our school to be a part of this, or we want our mall or, our local community center to get what you're doing, all we need to do is